The brachioradialis, you can see as when you're looking at the white pin, starts at the proximal two-thirds of the supraepicondylar ridge of the humerus, travels down to the lateral surface of the distal end of the radius, proximal to the styloid process. If you follow the black pins, you can see how it's traveling from proximal to its distal attachment. The extensor carpi radialis longus travels from the supraepicondylar ridge down to the base of the second metacarpal. You can see its tendon traveling underneath abductor pollicis longus and extensor pollicis brevis. Extensor carpi radialis brevis attaches proximally at the lateral epicondyle, which is the white pin, and travels distally to the base of the third metacarpal. And you can see if you follow the black pins, its tendon also travels underneath the tendons of extensor pollicis brevis and abductor pollicis longus. Extensor digitorum also has a common attachment at the lateral epicondyle and travels distally, if you follow the white pins, to the extensor expansion of the medial four digits. Extensor digiti minimi attaches proximally at the lateral epicondyle, travels distally, if you follow the black pins, to attach to the extensor expansion of just the fifth digit. The last muscle of the superficial layer of the extensors is the extensor carpi ulnaris, which attaches proximally at the lateral epicondyle and travels distally to attach to the dorsal aspect of the base of the fifth metacarpal. The first muscle of the deep layer is the abductor pollicis longus, which attaches at the posterior surface of the proximal halves of the ulna, radius, and interosseous membrane, and travels distally, if you follow the black pins, to attach to the base of the first metacarpal. You can see its tendon traveling over extensor carpi radialis longus and brevis, and see how it's deep to extensor digitorum as it is reflected. The extensor pollicis brevis attaches proximally at the distal third of the radius and the interosseous membrane, and you can see its tendon traveling distally to the proximal phalanx of the thumb, which is the black pin. The extensor pollicis longus, you can see it lies deep to extensor digitorum and digiti minimi, has a proximal attachment at the middle third of the ulna and interosseous membrane, and travels distally to the distal phalanx of the thumb. Extensor pollicis brevis attaches to the proximal phalanx, while extensor pollicis longus attaches to the distal phalanx. The extensor indicis also lies deep to extensor digitorum and digiti minimi. You can see its proximal attachment highlighted by the white pin, where it's attaching to the distal third of the ulna and interosseous membrane, and travels distally to attach the extensor expansion of the second digit. As you can see, its tendon is highlighted by the black pins. The supinator attaches proximally at the supinator fossa and crest of the ulna, also at the lateral epicondyle of the humerus, radial, collateral, and annular ligaments. Travels distally to attach to the lateral, posterior, and anterior surface of the radius, the proximal third of the radius.